Well, hello and welcome back to my craft studio. If this is our first time meeting, I'm Sherry and it's exciting to have you join me today for a crafting session. I've been asked to make a wedding card for a friend of mine to give to his friends who are getting married out on the East Coast. Now, the people that are getting married have a wonderful homesteading farm and do amazing things. I love that they are also chicken farmers. In fact, on their wedding invitation, they reminded people that getting married on the farm may, in fact, have encounters with chickens. So I really felt like a rooster was going to be a good thing. And I've made this card, and I'm going to show you how I incorporated this rooster with this die cutting, this vellum on a vanilla 5x7 card. Join me now, and we'll take a look at how it was made. Thanks for being here. Okay, so we're set up to do some die cutting for the card that we're making today as a 5x7. We're going to go with this natural vanilla creamy color of card base in the 5x7. Got a beautiful matte gold that I'm going to use with some of this, so like an olivey green. So I'm going to put those together as the matte. I've got a little bit of vellum here for a feature to go in behind. Have you guessed what we're doing yet, or have I told you yet? A beautiful bride and groom. Now, I have two choices of gold. See, the matte is quite different on both of these. So I'm going to cut out two, see which one I end up liking better. Lots of intricate sort of design in the dress here for the bride. I'm going to cut it out with an extra metal shim to really get that cut very crisp, so that I have an easy time of putting it together. And then this particular card is actually a request from a good friend of mine who is going to this wedding out east, and the wedding is on a chicken farm because they're chicken farmers. So I have this gorgeous rooster. I'm going to try and do a little bit of stamping to see if I can put this together. Nope, I have never done a rooster on a wedding card before, but there's a first for everything, my friends. So here we go. Okay, so starting out with my sandwich. Now vellum is a little bit thinner than paper, so let's see if it cuts out nice and clean. Simply putting it through. Oh yeah, I can hear the sort of cracking as it goes, which means it's working correctly. And that should be a beautifully cut out oval, which will be for a feature with that die. And now let's try the piece de la resistance. I'm going to try with two types of gold paper here for us to give us an option when we're in the design phase. Now, because this is very intricate, two things you can do to make this cut out more precisely and nicely. One, you can turn it upside down altogether and actually cut like this with your die underneath it. I don't know why, but that freaks me out a bit. I can't see if the die is moved, and I prefer cutting into my bottom plate down here. But what I'm going to do to give me a little extra insurance is use this crazy thing. This is bent all the way to heck. Oh, look, let's take a look at it. Can you see me? Hello, I'm there. So this piece of metal I'm going to put through as well, which adds an extra layer of pressure. And that extra layer of pressure should allow us to get an extremely clean cut. It just takes a little bit more oomph and energy to get this right. But I am determined to make this really precise. All right, so I see some goodness happening already in the actual die. So see, it's there. This is my favorite go-to engagement card or wedding card one. Her hair is always a little extra finicky. And so I will go through, but first I want to try it in the matte gold that is matching the back color here. So let's get these little pieces off, get those away, put this one down, bring that die back. Now, sometimes your die has pieces that stick in it, so you just pop those out. There's nice little holes drilled in. So you got a clean cut to go again. Same thing we did last time, positioning it on the gold paper and then giving it a little bit extra oomph with my metal shim to just get that crispness I need in this die cut. Now there are some cool machines on the market for die cutting that you can get that I have tested in some classes, and that testing has been wonderful. I will at some point invest in another die cutting machine. I know there's a number of them. Okay, this one came off just nice and clean and easy. Popping it off of the die cut shim. I'm going to sit down and get this out of our way so that we can do our design together. Okay, so let's see if we can come in a little closer for our design time together. There we go. So what I want to see is, how does the choice of gold paper look against the rest of the card? Oh, what's that song? Isn't she lovely? I know there's a groom here that's just as lovely too. I'm not ignoring him. I just think that I'm partial to brides, I guess. All right, get this out delicately, which is always more fun to do on camera than not. If you're trying this at home, I encourage you, turn your camera on, shoot a video, and just see. It's a little bit of a different adventure, but it's still good. Crafting and filming, I'm finding, is a next level event. Okay, are we there yet? Is she gonna let go? Now in this particular die, I also have used it because it's a tried and true favorite of mine. I have used it where I've preserved the silhouette to make the silhouette something, not on this particular project. And I also have used it where I put tape on the back and kept all of the little embellishment pieces inside the card. Now, I think I'm going to pop these ones out because I like the lacy look. So, see, I'll show you in him little features that come to life as we take out the extra pieces. They're just as pretty in, but I think there's a delicate look to them coming out. So you can see what I'm doing here, hopefully in this gold on my white desk background. I'm giving all of these just a little nudge out. All right. See how that difference comes in? I took out this little piece that's on my finger here from there, and I'm going to make it look lacy all the way through. And I'm probably needing to put this into the editor and speed this up with some music in the background for you so that you don't go crazy while I'm going crazy. Now remember, we've got this beautiful gold that I'm using as a mat. Let's come back out a little bit here so you can see more of my desk. Okay, so the gold mat, the green is going down after that. And what I'm hoping to do is use this as a bit of an embellishment sort of behind the bride and groom. Oh, that's already looking very pretty. But let's not forget, in addition to the bride and groom, we have this fun stamp that we're going to use of my pencil sketch chicken. And I've got some beautiful grasses here on this one. I've chosen a green that is a little darker than the paper I'm going to use. Did a test strip that looked like it came out nicely. Let's move our card and our elements to the side. Here's what I'm hoping to do. And I'm going to try it just live on camera as we're doing it, because living and learning is doing in my world. So I'm going to kind of strive to put the embellishments down on the bottom of this card so that we have, sort of, think of this if this was the other way, some grasses along the bottom. And then I'm going to tuck the bride and groom, I'm hoping, in sort of like to have it look like they're going in, not behind it per se, but that it's sort of their background behind them. So let's see if we can make some sense of this. Now, I'm going to go and ink up my rooster. I'm going to be brave, and I'm just going to try this because I believe we're going to do great things, and the rooster is going to be part of it. I am very fond of chicken farmers. I've raised my own chicken myself. Didn't he come out perfect? I love him. I love him. Let's just, out of curiosity, see bride and groom next to, yeah, that could work, but we're going to put some grasses in because I think this can work even more. And I realized I want to stamp off of the page a bit, and I don't have anything behind me. So let me pause for a second, and let's give this a nice stamp over here, a little bit off at the bottom, right? That looks beautiful. I'm going to do a little bit back over here. Still keeping beauty. And I don't want it to be too full at the top, so I'm going to try and angle that a bit like this. And I think that might be what I'm looking for. Maybe I could do a little more over there, but let's pause with this as it is and bring back the elements to see how we're doing and if this is going to work. My idea. All right, our green's going on our gold. That looks very cute itself. Our vellum. Now, found a problem. Can't put my vellum where I thought I could because it covers up my rooster. But I can put them there. So let's see if I put the vellum behind them and did some cutting. That's pretty cute. Now, if I knew, maybe what I could do, you know what, actually this is kind of interesting. Sort of a little disconnected from the scene, but still reminiscent of what we're doing. So this does have, yeah, I like this, friends. I hope that my friend likes this as well too, because that's how I'm going to put it together. I think it's beautiful. We might think of a sentiment that can go here, but there's some classic stuff going on that I think this is just pretty the way it is. So let's get to assembly. Okay, so assembly, I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape on the back of this green layer here. Just thought of something that I want to try. So this is a punch that does corners. I'm just going to try it as on this scrap here that I think is pretty and matches the way her dress looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and embellish these corners. That'll give me a little bit more gold coming through. See how that looks? And then leaving it flat at the bottom because of the stamping. Let me think about that for a second. What do you guys think? I think that's a good choice. All right, so I wanted to do that little bit of corner. And now, put down that one piece of tape. Okay, so now we're going to take our tape runner and we're going to go over the back. Center that on our gold. There we go. Now, vellum, you can see through, so you can't just glue this up. And you would see the squiggle lines of glue behind that or the tape lines behind that you would see. So you can see my nail coming through. So what I'm going to do is first adhere the bride and groom to the oval, and then I will take behind the bride and groom, I will put my adhesion so that I can see, I don't see the glue behind what we're doing here. Let's see. We want this to be, what do you think, guys? Is that coming together nice? I think so. I kind of wish, wait, let me just look at them without the, and this is just like a very large rooster showed up at your wedding. I don't think that's what we want. Okay, going back with plan A, move this aside. On the back of our bride and groom here, I'm going to add some glue. I love this glue press here. I've had it open for a little bit, so I'm just going to use the nozzle. This is a cute little charm that I keep. It's metal, so I keep it on a magnet next to my desk, ready to go. And I'm going to get that glue flowing. Now, this is delicate, so we don't want a lot of glue, but we do want it to adhere nicely. So you'll see I'm just putting some dots of glue down on our bride and groom. And these dots of glue, where there's more coverage, I'll put more glue for more adhesion. And the nice thing about using a dye that I've used regularly is I know things, for example, like her hair, being as fine as it is, I just need to be a little extra careful as I put little dots of glue on the strands. I just need it to tack down. This is not going to be wrestled with by the recipient, I hope. So we don't need a ton of glue there. All right, that glue is going onto our oval. And I like her dress to flow off of it a little bit so that their heads are more or less central on the oval. just tack that down and put my block on top of it to give it good adhesion. And then on the back, like I said, we're going to put our glue on the back hidden behind them, because now we won't see it through the vellum, but we have all this room to work with that will keep the vellum in place. It's a little trick to hide your glue so you're not seeing it. So here we go. I'm making them sort of like they're floating over here. Our block on top of that. And we are getting near to having our first ever rooster on a wedding card complete. Now, I also like to add some loft. So I'm going to reach for some foam tape to go on the back of this so it's got some dimension there. I will be right back. All right, so we've got some foam tape here. As you can see, I've picked one that's not too high. Got a little something there. But I'm going to put this on the back of the gold layer before I adhere it to my vanilla layer, so that it has a nice little loft to it. Let me give that a press again. We'll get this ready. And we're bringing it all together. So simply double-sided tape. Get a couple strips ready to go. And something I always enjoy doing on the backs of all my little cards here is give them a way to find me, just like you have here on YouTube. So on the back, I use my little sticker that says, "This card was made on YouTube." People can scan that QR code to get here. And then in my writing, I would just say, "Handmade by Sherry." And there we go. This, my friends, is the most unique wedding card